The performance is outstanding. We can offer it to the consumer at an affordable price.
Welcome back, Dean Snell here with Tech Talk. Again, we're going to continue to take your questions and continue to answer, and we'll do it as long as you have them, so keep sending them in.
This week we got Ryan Brennan, who asks, does ball compression affect distance?
So golf compression to me is probably my biggest pet peeve in golf right now. Back in 1990, when I started in golf, there was a true 80, 90, 100 compression golf ball measurement that we used to use. Your compression is a static gauge that you pull down, and it's a spring-loaded constant that throws a little gauge up, and it gives you a number that doesn't have any units. So everybody says I need to have 90 or 100 compression, and when I've done presentations in the past, I've said, well, you tell me what compression is, or you tell me the units of compression, and I'll give you a free dozen balls. And nobody can do that because nobody knows, because there aren't any units on there. It's just a spring that gets squeezed down when you use a gauge, and it gives you back a number, and you squeeze it 0.1 inches. That's how far, 0.1. When you hit a drive, you hit into the golf ball 1/3 the diameter, which is about 0.5 or 0.6 inches. So that little compression gauge just squeezing the ball, it used to be 90 and 100 when we first started golf. And people would say, when it was cold, I have to play 90s, and when it's hot, I have to play 100s. And that's because that's what you were told. Reality is that the tour ball out of golf balls that were 90 and 100 were 70 and 80. So we couldn't put 70 and 80 on the golf balls back then because they would be women's golf balls. So the women's golf ball used to be the 80 compression ball, the men were 90 and 100. Well, Precept came out with a Precept Lady or Laddie, I forgot which the name of it was, which pushed the lower compression golf balls in, and someone won a USGA type tournament with it, and it just took off. So everybody started to make low compression two-piece golf balls. For me, the compression of the golf ball is more of a designer's tool. It's a function of feel, and it helps the designer control the spin. So I work compression on the core. So if I lower the core compression, I lower the spin rate. If you increase the core compression, you would increase speed, and you would increase spin. So that's what cores do. So higher compression cores go faster and make the ball spin more. Lower compression cores are slower and make the ball spin less. So what we've done over the years is to eliminate this compression talk. We've developed core formulations that if you used to have a 50 compression core, it would spin here, and a 100 compression core would spin here. And what we've done is we found technology to make this 50 compression core now have this speed. So the speed of the core was slow, fast, now we got the same speed. So we've got technology today that can make 50 compression cores be as fast as 100 compression cores. That opens up a big can of opportunities for us to design products. So now it's why we can make urethane two-piece golf balls. Now the cores can be made bigger, lower compression to keep the spin down, but they don't lose any speed. So compression to me is a designer's tool that we use as a reference guide. Now people talk about a 90 compression or 80 compression ball with respect to feel. It's not totally feel. Feel is a lot of sound. So when you hit a shot with a club, it goes from the ground to the blade, the shaft, the grip, your glove, your arm, to your mind, and what are you really feeling versus what are you really hearing. So the sound part of it is a big part of compression as well. So when someone talks about compression being feel, it's not all feel, it's part of feel. I can remember back when I was working at Titleist, we had a DT and a tour ball out of golf ball, and they both were 75 compression at the time. And the DT wound golf ball was much, much firmer in feel, but they had the same compression. So it's just not all sound and feel with compression. It's a part of feel, it's a part of speed, it's a part of spin, it's a part of overall performance. So you don't see compression ratings on golf balls anymore. They don't say 85, 90, 95 hundreds like we used to do. Compression has kind of been pushed aside. Performance has kind of taken over with technology. So trust that we're working on sound and feel with respect to spin, speed, and distance in designing golf balls, not a target number for compression.
The performance is outstanding. We can offer it to the consumer